Well, this is a video that I genuinely never thought I would be doing, and it's a video about something that wasn't just a habit, it become an obsession. And they say one of the hardest things about addiction is the admittance of it, right? Well, I was consuming probably anywhere between 5 and 10 cans of Red Bull a day. And you're thinking, oh, only little cans, all right? Yeah, I wasn't drinking these ones. I was drinking these ones, the bigger ones. Probably no less than 5 every single day, and on bad days it probably got to somewhere like 10. Now the difference in the size of cans might not be the biggest thing here. Surely it's just the fact it's Red Bull every single day. Well, let's get down into the numbers here, because these little cans are only 110 calories and only 27 grams of sugar. It's not a lot, really, in the grand scheme of things. The bigger can is 160 calories and 40 grams of sugar. Now, on 5 cans a day, on this, that's 800 calories every single day, just in Red Bull. And on those days where, let's be honest, maybe United haven't done as well as you thought, you start creeping towards hitting that 10, that's 1,600 calories every single day in essentially just pure sugar. In fact, it's 400 grams of sugar, which surely has to be approaching near enough deadly. Now I was drinking anywhere between 8 and 1,600 calories a day just from Red Bull. So from a calories point of view and the weight gain that I'd had over the last decade, that's a huge part of my daily intake. Somewhere in the region of about 1,000 calories a day, every single day, consistently for year on year. It doesn't matter how hard you're going in the gym. If you're having 1,000 calories a day extra, it's gonna be hard to shift the timber. And I would expect the scales to start reflecting it going up the way it did with me. And the worst part is, it was empty calories. They was doing nothing for me whatsoever. Sometimes feel a little bit bloated, sometimes a little bit wired, sometimes tired from the Red Bull. It was empty calories doing absolutely nothing for me from a health point of view, or even from an energy point of view. Anyone who consumes a large amount of sugar at some point, especially in energy drink form, has probably experienced the sugar crashes. Takes you up, it drops you down. You have another Red Bull, get you back up on an even keel, and then you crash down again, then you have another one, and that cycle just rinsed and repeated all day long until you get home after work, it's 6, 7 o'clock at night, and you're absolutely exhausted, and you haven't actually done anything. All that's happened is you've gone on an emotional endocrine roller coaster where your hormones are just going up and down, insulin and all sorts of stuff going on. The last thing that you want to do is go to the gym. The last thing that you want to do is eat that salad that's in the fridge that you bought yesterday. The last thing that you want to do is cook for yourself. 1 leads to 2, leads to 3, and before you know it, you're on this absolute car crash downhill. And when you're having that many cans a day, talking, nip to the shop, let's grab a couple while we're at the shop, right? Dead easy to do, dead straightforward. Get 2 cans of Red Bull. But you're not just getting 2 cans, are you? Because 2 cans soon becomes, grab a Twix while I'm here. Just grab a bag of McCoys while I'm here. And that habit starts to stack up. It wouldn't have been every time, but it might have been 3 or 4 times a week that you start doing that. And that keeps mounting up. And again, empty calories, trash food. Doesn't make you feel better by doing it. And that little trip to the shop to grab 2 cans is now looking at an extra 1,000 calories being consumed. So I've known for a long time that I needed to get off the Red Bull. There's no doctor in the world that's going to tell you like, yeah, 10 Red Bull a day, but probably fine. Actually, I don't think there's any negative side effects for your health in that whatsoever. I knew I needed to get off them. And I tried stuff before. I tried replacing it with Nocco, the sugar-free can. They tasted a little bit weird, but they were all right in the grand scheme of things. The nightmare with them was like, there was 40 quid for a crate. And they weren't that good, to be honest. And it's still a can. You're still kind of in that sort of habit of grabbing a can, and it needed to change. I can't tell you what it was that made me want to change this time around. When I was on that combat shooting course, it was supported by loads of different veteran companies, and one of the veteran companies that supported it was giving free samples of protein and free samples of a pre-workout and pre-samples of like this little vitamin drink called Optimize, which is this. So this isn't sponsored, but this is literally what I've used to kick the Red Bull. It's a company called Combat Fuel, and it's Optimized. Now, on their website, it's in the gaming department. It's like a focus drink. There's nootropics in there, and there is caffeine in there, so it is a stimulant, but there's less caffeine in a litre than there is in a single can of Red Bull. So it's a little bit milder. And there's no sugar, zero sugar, literally zero sugar. And there's only about 10 calories in this thing in total. So I've replaced the Red Bull by drinking these with water. I was in this habit loop, man. Wake up, have a Red Bull. Go to the gym, have a Red Bull. Get to work, have a Red Bull. Thirsty, have a Red Bull. Blink, have a Red Bull. And it had to end. But I wasn't just sort of into the hit of sugar or the caffeine. It was the whole experience. Like, I used to have my Red Bull ice cold. You couldn't make me drink a room temperature Red Bull. I couldn't think of anything worse. But an ice cold Red Bull, refreshing. And it was that sort of experience that I was into. They had to be ice cold, crispy, painful cold almost. And I've replaced that with the Optimize. You know, I have them in a Nalgene water bottle, or even this one. I take this one because it's metal. And I can put ice in it. So it's an ice cold drink. So in my head, I'm having an ice cold drink. I'm getting a little bit of caffeine, but with zero sugar, no dramas about it whatsoever like that. This has enabled me to just completely switch. And it was just because of a free sample on a course I was on. And I tasted this. So this is a mango and dragon fruit flavor, right? And there was 2 samples in there. One was strawberry and kiwi, which sounds lovely, right? And one was mango and dragon fruit. I tried the mango and dragon fruit one. I was like, it's quite nice, that. I was miles away from anywhere, nowhere near a shop. I had no Red Bull to go to. Poured the water in, mixed it up, had it. Tasty little drink. Next day, I'll try that strawberry and kiwi one. I nearly threw up. It was disgusting. And I'm thinking, if I'd have flipped this the other way around, I'd be still smashing a Red Bull in right now. That's how much of a little moment it was between the two. I was completely addicted to the experience of having the Red Bull, and switching to this has enabled me to replace it. It's ice cold, it's refreshing, it's low calorie, and there's no crashes. And that's what's really kickstarted all of this. I'm no longer craving the sugar. I'm no longer craving a Red Bull. And I'm almost annoyed with myself because it's been easy. And this is me that's been addicted to energy drinks for about 10 years. I'm kind of annoyed with myself because of how easy I've found it once I actually made the decision that I'm getting rid of these to actually get rid of them. Today's 90 days. And in 90 days, I've lost 40 pounds, which is such a significant amount of weight. And so much of it has come from just not having this amount of Red Bull. More energy, ironically. Now I'm not on the energy drinks. And I want to go through the numbers with you because the numbers are cool. I was around 265 pounds in the summer before I started. And right now I'm 225. 40 pound loss in, honestly, not that long. 90 days, literally 90 days. And I want to break down the numbers that are in these. So you know there's around about 3,500 calories per pound of body fat. So that's what when you're trying to lose weight, you want to try and be about 500 calories a day down. That should mean there's about a pound of body weight every single week. And that's like a sustainable amount of weight to lose. Let's just say I averaged 6 Red Bull a day. And I probably didn't. There was definitely days with 10. There was a lot of days with 8, 7. 6 is probably being a little bit on the generous side, okay? Let's say I had 6. That's 960 calories every single day. I could round it up to 1,000, but I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna say 960 calories every single day. Now across 90 days, that's 86,400 calories. That is so many calories. Now in terms of 3,500 calories per pound of body weight, well that's 24 pounds of body weight that I could have just lost by not drinking the Red Bull alone. Now obviously I've lost more than that, but this is the Kickstarter, and for me this is the one that's doing the heavy lifting. I don't feel like snacking because I'm not like craving and addicted to the sugar. I don't feel like fucking off my diet because I'm not in this sort of like rinse repeat mode of sugar crashes. So getting off the energy drinks hasn't just took 24 pounds off me. It's given me the energy to actually get my ass to the gym and to actually give a shit about what I'm doing. So yes, while I'm tracking my calories at the moment, and that's had an impact, the thing that's done the heavy lifting, the thing that I contribute this whole weight loss down to is, Stevie, don't drink Red Bull no more. What I didn't expect was the mood stabilizations, the energy that I would have, and just how better I feel in myself. So it wasn't caffeine, I don't think, that I was addicted to. I think it was probably a lot to do with the sugar and a lot to do with the sensation of having a Red Bull. And I've replaced it and I've stopped it. I still now have the cold, refreshing drink that does exactly what I need it to, but without the sugar and the crash, my body's adjusted, and I think so is my mind. So the headline is £40 in 90 days, which is an incredible amount of weight. And I feel great for doing it. And I can tell on my clothes, they feel so much baggier. I replaced a negative habit with a positive habit, and I think the results are speaking for themselves. And now here's the kicker. This is just the beginning. I'm not stopping here. The goal is £193. Now, earlier, I mentioned that 265 down to 225 is what's happened. That's just what's happened since summer. The supersize Stee, the heaviest that I got to, you might remember on lockdown, that was 293.3 pounds, which is, well, it's too much Stee for anyone, isn't it? Now, I'm only £30 or so away from 193, which means that when I hit that, which I am gonna do, I'll be doing a video that says I lost £100. And in that, I'll go deeper into all of the stuff that I've talked about, from the diet to the workout, and a little bit of the mentality that we've had to have to kind of get all the way down to that. So that's coming soon, probably about 4 months, I reckon the rate it's going. But for now, I hope that this video has given you a little bit of an answer, because I keep seeing people going like, are you ill? Like, is everything okay? What's going on? I hope this gives you the nudge to sort of take control if you're on energy drinks. I know a hell of a lot of people are stuck in that sort of loop, cutting out sugar, energy drinks, or even just making like one little positive change, because I think you'd be surprised what happens when you do. We've had some awesome messages on recent videos saying that, you know, myself and Janine getting out there on the walks and on the hikes has inspired people to do the same, and they're really enjoying it, and I love that. I'm really glad that we've been able to help people do that. And I want to continue that with this video. So if you're going to make a change, or you have made a change, or whatever it is that's kickstarting you to start something going forward, I want to know about it. I want it in the comments, and I think we can keep this momentum going for all of us together. So yes, I did lose £40 in 90 days just by taking Red Bull out. And I'm annoyed I didn't start earlier. But if you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe. Let me know in the comments if you ever tried to quit something and failed, and if you've succeeded. Because I've tried loads of times, but it worked this time. See you in the next one.